Structure's just building up slowly in the fermentations as opposed to like overnight. But because of all the the different soil types and elevations and everything, locations, that these baseball jerseys that we have for the 2024 harvests are a way of showing that we're a team. Number on the back of each person's jersey shows the number of harvests they've worked at Chappellet. I've been at Chappellet for 39 harvests for really a lot of reasons. It's hard to pull them apart because the reason I came isn't necessarily, the reason I stayed. My first day coming up to interview for the job, I met Don Chappellet, and he was very welcoming, and he showed me the winery. And so that kind of a start, you're already hooked. And I thought, wow, there's just so much here in terms of the beauty of the winery, the beauty of the vineyards, the quality of the wines. Not just the Cabernet, but the Chenin Blanc was intriguing at the time because they were one of the few people that took it seriously. And it was for me, such a high expression of agriculture and kind of the art and science. Just everything comes together in a place like Chappellet. But when you're in charge of it, when it becomes your job, it feels like you're being given an opportunity, but also a responsibility. You only get a chance to make wine once a year. So the years go by kind of quickly as you explore all the things that can be done, because you can't do them all in 1 year. It's always a comeuppance when you start a new harvest and you go, well, this isn't like the last one, or maybe this is like a harvest 10 years ago or 20 years ago. By the time the very first grapes that we pick are turning into wine, we're in the middle of harvest, or we could almost be at the end of harvest. So we have to make these decisions in real time. We have to be able to look at a fermentation and say, well, what we're doing here, we can make adjustments in the grapes that are going to come in next week or tomorrow. Because we have a pursuit of perfection, every harvest becomes more challenging, not less challenging. We have more tools, but we feel the urgency to use those tools appropriately. It never feels like we've got it down. A couple of years ago, we kind of rolled into a new phase of the way we work together with the vineyard team and the winery team. They were like two departments that went about their way, and then we would touch base. Now it's more like one department, and we're joined at the hip and take this next generation of viticulturists and winemakers and make it so that they move along together and share their knowledge. I think everybody feels that same energy. So I think Don and Molly really instilled that in us. And it's not like it's been all art and science. It's been business too. There's a lot of reality that comes with running a winery like this. But the reality is just something you have to deal with to be able to live the dream, to be able to partake in it.